The most challenging thing today will be figuring out what the names mean in regard to where the angles are. And once you have that, this is really pretty approachable. Grab a paper. Yep, right there. Thank you. So notice I've got a line and it's cut by two. Those would be called transversals. So that means, all that means is they're crossing a line. They're transversing it, going across. So a line and its transversals. And when those transversals are parallel, and this is how we note that we have parallel lines. Remember, we talked about knowing angles are congruent if they're marked with an arc, right? We know two lines are parallel if they're marked with an arrow. If I had another set of parallel lines, they might be marked with two arrows showing that those two were parallel lines. So that's just more notation that we'll get used to as we're going through. Corresponding angles, right here. Corresponding angles are in the same place in relation to the line. So here's my line. Do you notice how angle 1 and angle 3 are above the line, but to the left of their transversal? Grab a paper right over there. Angle 1 and 3 are above the line to the left of the transversal. That makes them corresponding. They're in the same place relatively. So another pair of corresponding angles would be 6 and 8. They're below the line to the right of their transversal. You guys seeing where I'm going here? Another pair of corresponding angles would be 5 and what then? 5 and 7. Good. So we've got angle 1 and angle 3. We just said angle 5 and angle 7. We also said angle 6 and angle 8. I'm missing one pair. What is it? 2 and 4. Angle 2 and angle 4. Now, when those lines are parallel, like ours are, then those corresponding angles are congruent. And you remember from our past 2 days, and you guys thought it was so easy because you did your homework in 10 minutes and had the rest of the day off. You loved it. It allows us to set up equations that we can solve. So we need to know those relationships. Consecutive. What does consecutive mean? Continuing. That's a good way to look at it. A lot of times I look at it as side by side. So if I look at, angle 2 and angle 3, those are consecutive. Oh, and it says interior. I didn't even highlight that. Consecutive interior. They're side by side in between those transversals. Now, the trick with these is that they're what? They're supplementary, which means they add up to be what? 180. All right. Add to be 180 degrees. All right. Alternate. What does it mean to alternate? Flip from one side to the other, right? Alternate. Go back and forth. So when we're talking about alternate interior angles, we are going from one side to the other. So interior still means in between those lines, right? 2, and then I alternate to the other side of the line, is 7.
Or 3 and 6.
Or 3 and 6. So angles 2 and angle 7, angle 3 and angle 6. What's key about these? They are
2 and 7, is that what it is?
Oh, I wrote 6, didn't I? Thanks for 2. Oh, no, 2 and 7, 3 and 6. Yep, sorry, thank you. alternate angles are congruent. Now alternate exterior. So that's going to be these angles out here on the outside of your transversal.
So that'd be like 1 and 8.
1 and 8 is a perfect example. What's my other pair?
5 and 4.
And angle 5 and angle 4. Now, this bottom part, it says use the diagram above to list the pairs. We kind of already did that as we were going through. So we're not going to have to do that. But I do want to show you how this works with your homework. So give me a few more minutes, and then you can be well on your way with your assignment. Let's see. Are those transversals parallel on the problem given?
No.
No. So the whole congruent thing is thrown out the window. But can we still have, oh, that's not working. Let's try again. Can we still have alternate interior and alternate exterior angles?
Yeah.
Consecutive interior? Absolutely. Let's see if we can get my board to work again.
3 and 5.
There we go. All right, I'm hearing 3 and 5 for alternate interior. Is that true? Yep, 3 and 5. What's another pair? Maybe you didn't see 3 and 5. 4 and 6. All right. Let's do green now. Alternate exterior. How about with 2? What is it?
8.
Good. All right. How about corresponding angles? If I give you 1, what goes with 1? Corresponding means the same place in regard to the line and its transversal. 1,
And
so it is above and left, right? Above and left. 1 and 5. So let's do that one again. What about 7?
2.
Below and right. So 2 and 7. One more. What if I give you 3?
7.
Did we just do that one?
Yeah.
What if I give you 4?
8.
How about 2?
6.
All right, now you guys are seeing it. Good.
Makes sense.
Good, 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 good. You guys are feeling good about this already.
I feel like I learned this when I went to St. George.
This is actually part of your 7th grade curriculum too.
Is it really?
We had a little bit of geometry there, so it should be a review, but maybe it's not for some of you because you heard it and forgot it. That happens all the time, right? Okay, in this case, it gives me angle 7. And then I'm supposed to find 2, and I'm supposed to find 4.
So 2 and
So I'm not kidding when we're in geometry when I say sometimes it's really nice to sketch it on your paper as we're starting to learn to solve for some of these. The other thing I do with Chromebooks is I love a dry erase marker. Then that means I don't have to draw whatever diagram I have. I can, you all right, Hazen? All right, show me. I can just draw on my screen and erase it. That's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So if you guys have a little dry erase marker, I recommend bringing one, and I won't make you draw the diagram. Because if you ever say, Mrs. Yates, help me on this problem, first thing I'll tell you is to draw it so we can write on it. Okay, so I need to know angle 2 and I need to know angle 4. So I've got to use all of my knowledge of angles right now. 51. So let's see. What angle, let me start with 2. What angle goes with 2? 6. 6 is corresponding. Does angle 2 go with angle 6? Yes. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Angle 2 goes with angle, so if I knew the measure of angle 6, would I know the measure of angle 2?
Yeah.
How can I find the measure of angle 6?
You can subtract
181
from 180 because
All right, so what is 180 minus 51?
149.
129. So if I have that this is 51 and that this is 129, measure of angle 2 is what?
129.
129.
And would 4 also be that because they're... Yeah,
Okay, what do you guys know about angles 2 and 4? What kind of angles are they?
they're
Vertical angles, we practiced that for 2 days. Vertical angles are congruent, they're the same. So if this is 129, then
129.
that's 129. All right, so we're seeing where we're going.
That's clever.
And then they throw in solving for x. Of course they do, right? So we want to know z, and we want to know x.
Those are all...
How are 83 and z related? They're not.
not.
So how are 83
They're
and that related?
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior. What do we know about alternate exterior angles? What does it say? Does it say they're the same, that they're congruent? Okay, so if they're the same, that means I can say 3x plus 2 equals what? 83.
Subtract 2.
Subtract 2,
81.
divide by 3. What is that, 27?
Yes.
All right, so I know that this is 27. X is 27.
And then you can plug it back in.
X is 27. So I need to know the measure of that angle. How do I find the measure of that angle?
Plug it back.
Plug it back in. 3 times 27 plus 2. 91 plus 2 is 93.
And then subtract.
Oh, I hate it when it doesn't make sense. There's no way that angle is 93 degrees, because what does 93 look like?
It's just
Like a square, right? If this is 93 though, how do I figure out z now?
minus 1.
180 minus 93 is,
87.
so you see where we're going here?
Yeah.
All right, you've got 7 problems in your assignment. Mark that, go.